Central Michigan University, where right now a suspect in a deadly shooting is still on the loose.
19-year-old James Davis Jr. suspected of shooting and killing his parents this morning at Campbell Hall on CMU's campus. He stands about 5 foot 10 inches. He weighs about 135 pounds. Officers say if you see him, do not approach him. He should be considered armed and dangerous. Simply call 911 right away.
7 and 4 Savannah Fish has been at CMU all day. She joins us now live from campus. Savannah, how have things changed since earlier today?
Mark and Kristen, compared to the confusion and chaos this morning, tonight the campus is extremely quiet. Now it is spring break, but you get the sense in the community that people are staying inside and safe until this morning's shooter is found. Now behind me, this is the Campbell Hall where this morning's shooting took place. CMU police tell me that the 4th floor is still on lockdown and is an active crime scene. Now right now, there are more than 100 officers from several different agencies looking for the 19-year-old suspect. The search has been focused around campus and in neighborhoods north of campus. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is also a chopper flying around searching as well. So far, we do not know of any major leads, and as of right now, police say they have no breaking or urgent news as far as the search goes, but they say if they do, they will hold a press conference tomorrow morning. As for me, I will be here throughout the night gathering any new information, and of course, I will share that with you guys on air and online through social media. Reporting live in Mount Pleasant, Savannah Fish, 7 and 4 News.
All right, thank you, Savannah. Central Michigan University has confirmed the 2 people killed were the suspect's parents, Diva and James Davis Sr. The father was a police officer in the Chicago suburb of Bellwood, Illinois. Police say their son, the suspect, was taken to the hospital last night for some sort of drug-related issue. He was released this morning. A source tells NBC News that the suspect somehow got a gun off his father when they got back to his dorm room and opened fire. Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey says he's stunned by this tragedy.
When we heard of the untimely death that happened at Central Michigan, our officers really took it to heart. They really took it. There was some crying. There was a lot of hugging. But our officers, they stood strong, and they're standing strong today for the James Davis family and his friends.
The Bellwood police chief says the department is in close communication with authorities here in Michigan to help in the investigation and search for Davis Jr.
Well, students were held in buildings on campus for several hours after those shots were fired. Just before 3 p.m., officers started escorting students out of buildings and onto buses in an attempt to be reunited with their family, many of whom were waiting at the Comfort Inn in Mount Pleasant. 7 and 4 Shelly Adamczyk has their reaction.
Parents of CMU students gathered at the Comfort Inn near campus Friday.
Every time you turn on the news, it's like another kid's doing this, another kid's doing this. And it's just like, I never thought that would happen here, honestly.
And she called us saying that there was shots fired and that she was on lockdown, and we were about to pick her up for spring break.
Some parents able to get in contact with their son or daughter during the lockdown.
Like reality that it's a 10-minute walk for me, so realizing that there is somebody that can cause danger, it was kind of really stressful.
Students were reunited with their families around 2:30 and throughout the afternoon. Many were brought in by bus.
At first, she wasn't too worried about it, and then as she was getting more information, because she wasn't getting a lot of information, then she was getting more scared.
Many say it's something they never expected.
What turns in my stomach is that this is my second home. I've got a family legacy here that's 50 years old, for crying out loud. And things like that don't happen here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Very odd. It's nothing usual, especially at CMU. CMU is known to always be a very safe place, and something like this shouldn't change that.
Although it was a long day, parents and students say, although it's an unfortunate event, they're happy to be back with family.
So scary, like, oh my God, you never know what you're going to do or how you'll react in a situation like this. So I'm just glad it's over.
And she told me, and I'm thinking maybe it's somebody playing a joke and it's some firecrackers, but then we realized it was gunshots, and I could not get up here quick enough. And I think the school handled it as best as they could. Yeah. I'm thankful for the Comfort Inns because they made us comfortable while we were waiting, and they kept us updated as much as they could.
Shelly Adamczyk reporting there. All scheduled events, activities, and classes planned for on campus are canceled until further notice.
Vice President Mike Pence called school safety the top priority of the Trump administration. He delivered remarks at an America First Policies event in Detroit this afternoon. Before he talked about tax cuts, Vice President Pence offered his condolences for those at CMU. He also promised the administration will take strong action to strengthen gun control.
Working with federal and state leaders, we're going to take strong action to strengthen background checks, to give our schools and law enforcement the resources and flexibility to keep our kids safe. And we're going to work to give families the tools they need to deal with those struggling with dangerous mental illness.
Tomorrow, there will be a gun reform rally throughout downtown Traverse City. Gun Reform Now will start at the Workshop Brewery on Garland Street and then line the Parkway, then return to the brewery for a few short speeches and networking. Those who organize the event say people should bring their signs, voices, and wear black. The rally goes from 1 to 3:30.
Family and friends of Amity Dewey are inviting you to a benefit luncheon in Ludington tomorrow. 18-year-old Amity was seriously hurt in a shooting on I-96 back in January. It was an apparent murder-suicide that left David Summers and Amity's mom, Lisa Summers, dead. Amity has since had surgery to her face and has been on a long road to recovery ever since. Tomorrow, there's going to be a benefit luncheon at the Ludington Area Catholic School. Starts at 11 a.m., goes till 3 p.m. Spaghetti and breadsticks will be provided for a donation. All proceeds will go towards Amity's medical expenses.
Caught on camera, a strong nor'easter leaves some New York drivers teetering on the edge. Take a look at this video. It was taken on the Mario Cuomo Bridge, which spans the Hudson River. Watch how strong this wind is. The right side of the semi actually gets picked up by the wind, nearly toppling it onto the cars next to it. We're told 2 other big rigs did overturn on the bridge. The National Weather Service has issued a high wind warning as wind gusts are expected to reach hurricane forces in some spots there overnight.
In Virginia, strong winds caused a terrifying landing attempt at Reagan National Airport. This cell phone video shows the Southwest plane wobbling as it descends. Look at that. Yep, it's coming within a few dozen feet of the ground before it actually aborted the landing. Officials say more than 3,000 flights were canceled nationwide, including 22 alone at Reagan National. Forecasters say the strong winds are likely to remain throughout the weekend. Reminder for the latest look at news, sports, and weather, upnorthlive.com.
Hot shot tonight from Rogers City.